Hello and welcome to News Tonight on Sign Language. Elizabeth Nakakoni. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Let us dig into it. President Yoweri Museveni has attended the opening ceremony of the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week today, a closed session that kicked off a week-long gathering of global leaders focused on sustainability. The event is running under the theme The Nexus of Next, Supercharging Sustainable Progress, and aims at accelerating sustainable economic progress and addressing pressing global challenges. Later in the day, President Museveni witnessed the Zayed Sustainability Prize Awards ceremony at the Abu Dhabi National Exhibition Center, where individuals from around the world shared inspiring stories of how the initiative has transformed their lives. The ceremony celebrated the 11 winners of the prestigious Zayed Sustainability Prize, recognizing their remarkable contributions to creating a more sustainable and inclusive world. President Museveni extended his congratulations to the winners and expressed gratitude to Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the leader of the UAE, for hosting this event. Now, the Netherlands government has announced a grant of 80 million euros, approximately 300 billion Ugandan shillings, to support farmers in Uganda. This announcement came as the newly deployed Netherlands ambassador to Uganda, Frederick Opel, who was paying a courtesy call to the Prime Minister Rhoda Ngonzi at her office in Kampala.
Netherlands is an agricultural powerhouse in Europe, with 53% of the land used for commercial farming. In Uganda, about 60% of the Ugandans depend on farming, but majority are still in subsistence farming. Now, the Netherlands government has announced a grant of 80 million euros, approximately 300 billion Uganda shillings, to support farmers in Uganda.
We've just signed for several programs for 80 million euros, so 80 million euros for 4 years for food security at smallholder farmers. And what I've seen, I was in Fort Portal, and what really was quite amazing, so we work with families and communities.
The newly appointed Netherlands ambassador to Uganda, Frederike Kwapero, was speaking during a courtesy call with the Prime Minister of Uganda, Rhoda Ngonzi, in Kampala. The ambassador also reported the Netherlands' support towards the fishing sector in Uganda.
They're building a 20 million euro worth fish feed factory in Jinja. Also we have Jalelo, which is the biggest fish farm in Uganda, is also Dutch. And we've just signed with your Minister of Fisheries, Helene, a letter of intent to start working on the fish, on the aquaculture, the products of the smallholder farmers, to work it into fish feed that they can use here in Uganda, but also export to the East African community.
She also revealed to the Prime Minister that her government will avail 30 million euros, about 132 billion Uganda shillings, for Uganda's regional referral hospitals.
There will be 50% that is a contribution from the Netherlands, so in total 35 million euros for those regional referral hospitals. Right. But then Uganda has to come up with the other 35%.
The Prime Minister commended the Netherlands government for the continued support to Uganda. Nabanja told her guests why Ugandans still insist on having President Museveni as a candidate of their choice.
If God was creating Uganda, I think he knew maybe at one time we shall have presidents like Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to help humanitarian, in a way of helping other human beings who are running away from their countries and stress situations for dear life. So for us as a country, sometimes people wonder why Ugandans are still stuck on him. Whenever he offers himself for re-election, people will vote him. Why? Because we are entering into the middle income status. We don't want to stagger with people and we go back. So we who know developmental issues, security and peace, is the lowest common multiple of any development, of any country to develop. And so we look at him as an icon of peace, one in the region and 2 for our country. So we don't let him go. Sometimes I think we overburden him. You cannot separate between peace and President Museveni in this country. For us, we want to be peaceful.
And for us, it's key that this region remains peaceful.
The Prime Minister also appealed to the Netherlands to support Uganda's parish development model.
I want partnership with the Netherlands in this regard, so that we move together in unison. I only need your support, because it's not enough.
You have our support, absolutely.
Yeah. I am still struggling to make. In our partnership forum, I will request you people.
Are here to work with you.
To complement.
Yeah, complement, and also very much what Uganda does with migration and the reception of refugees is exceptional.
Thank you so much.
Now, 9 Chinese nationals have been arrested in Ramokoma, Wukasa in PG district for allegedly backfilling and degrading and blocking of water flow in River Katonga. Their arrest followed a compliance operation mounted by the Environmental Protection Force and the NEMA, together with sister agencies including Ministry of Water.
In the middle of River Katonga is a beehive of illegal sand mining activities by one company identified as Edcorp International Company Limited and another unknown illegal company said to be owned by one Shaozing Zhejiang, also known as Fei, and Lili, both of Chinese descent. The 2 companies backfilled several acres of River Katonga banks, diverted the water flow, blocked some channels and also encroached on the river to create room for their sand mining. Edcorp International Company Limited was given a 5-year license issued in December 2020, only approved to do sand mining on 3.8 acres of land.
These people have not reached NEMA, we do not know them. The first site they reached NEMA, we gave them our conditions, but they abused the conditions.
The initial operating license, due to expire in December, was issued to the company by the former management of NEMA. However, although Edcorp company had been given 3.8 acres, the company illegally advanced on some part of the river, encroaching on over 10 acres, which contravened with the initial agreement.
The license expires this year in December. But these people had gone against the dictates of the approval, and they had degraded up to 10 acres.
The company backfilled River Katonga banks and part of the river, and also created illegal access roads in the middle of the river.
These are banks of River Katonga. This is where the major activity is currently taking place. But we can see that there is a provision. These people have backfilled that place. They have made it a road to access River Katonga.
At both sites were equipment including excavators, bulldozers, sino-trucks, powered engines and assembled sand dredgers that were being used for illegal mining. In an operation mounted by NEMA and other sister agencies at 2 a.m. saw 3 wheel loaders, 8 sino-trucks, 4 excavators, 1 bulldozer and 20 dredger engines impounded and taken to Nkozi police station. 9 suspects of Chinese nationality were arrested and taken to NEMA.
These people are being accused of illegal sand mining, contrary to the National Environment Act, Cap 181, Section 55.
During the operation, it was established that over 40 acres have been encroached on and degraded by both Edcorp and the other unlicensed company headed by one Fei and Lili. It was also established that the 2 sand mining companies have been disposing dangerous chemicals into River Katonga, causing damage to the ecosystem. Several equipment was also abandoned and left floating and rusting on the waters, posing a danger to the environment.
They have accessed the river, and their dredgers for dredgers we are failing to bring out, but like I've told you, we are mobilizing capacity to make sure that these dredgers are pulled out of River Katonga.
The suspects will be arraigned before the environmental court upon conclusion of the legal process. The two companies, according to NEMA, will be required to restore the degraded area or pay a fine not less than 600 million Uganda shillings or face imprisonment once convicted.
You can pay up to 600 million shillings and be imprisoned up to 12 years. And you can do both.
The illegal actions of sand mining contravened with Section 55 of the National Environment Management Act of 2019. Susan Naung and Andrew Sebira reporting for UBC TV.
The Uganda police force is hunting for two suspected criminals linked to a series of money heists in Kampala metropolitan area. KMP spokesperson Patrick Onyango has revealed that the suspects have been targeting financial institutions. The latest incident of robbery interception in Kamwokya led to the neutralization of 6 suspects who have been on the security watch list.
Security operatives in an intelligence-led operation killed 6 suspected robbers at different locations within Kamwokya. According to the police, these suspects were on a mission to rob a bank client in the area.
It is alleged that one of the suspects that was shot dead parked his motorcycle here from midday to about 5 p.m. An act that caused a lot of suspicion amongst residents. When questioned, he said he was waiting for someone from within one of the banks in the locality.
Actually, they use border, and you can't tell who is this. You can't recognize that's what this is a thief or is not a thief. And all this has been happening.
Police have revealed that these individuals were already on the police watch list.
The moment you start robbing people and you get information that so and so is robbing people, immediately you enter our watch list.
The suspects are linked to a series of robberies in the Kampala metropolitan area, including stealing 100 million shillings from a man named Tibamanya in Kawempe.
Same group attacked and robbed one Baraka Francis 30 million shillings when he had just withdrawn that money from a bank. The same group on the 10th attacked and robbed Tayebwa Bruno, robbed him of 3 million. The same group on 8th of this month, this year, they robbed a car dealer called Kawewa Jamil.
We returned to the locations where the suspects were neutralized and business was back to normal. Eyewitnesses suggest that the security operatives should have opted for arrests instead of shooting to kill.
Washi omuntu mukwate nga we yadda amukutte obulungi amutuuzizza akkiriza bantu badde bakyayita poliisi naye nejja ne mutwala ku poliisi n'ate omuntu atudde ayina omwana omuganda ntunulira mu face n'omukubira amasasi kyo si kirungi kyadde kyantiisa nnyo.
That is according to you, but our investigation does not point to that. Our investigation shows these are suspects who are fleeing the scene.
The identities of the 6 deceased suspects are yet to be verified.
We have learned that 2 of the suspects are still at large. Police is pursuing them as investigations continue. Tony Kent Chaze, Central Police Station, Kampala.
And the Minister of State in charge of Youth and Children Affairs, Balama Barugarhara, has lashed out at youth who engage in divisive and tribal politics as opposed to politics of common good. Balam spoke this during the Bunyangabo Youth Day celebrations at Chibito Playground, Bunyangabo District.
With the 2025 election year at hand, some politicians seem to be taking advantage of youth vulnerability to play divisive and tribal politics. In a bold call, Minister Balam warned against cheap politics that robs people of a chance to elect leaders who can deliver.
I want to appeal to the youth of Bunyangabo not to participate in bad politics of politicians who come here to ask for votes, but they become absentee landlords. Send the president knives that can cut for you a cake. Mulekere politics yokusosola mahanga omuchika takutegeka manyo omunyango takutegeka manyo omuchi niwoa yo karuganka so nenye mukaba banyoro ate nenye abatolo timuli batolo muli banyoro so tugonze Uganda kandi tugonzangane muwulire.
He also cautioned people against going into money lenders.
Baitu mukutunga gaba money lender ni barugamba li wakurunga chiliandongo nkankanka ne bachungura obuduka ne agamba ita ID tukuwe send lete endagano nateka onti nguzire kandi ataguzire na kwiba so mulekera ogenda ba money lenders baitu kandi mwina kuleka enseke ezikusika we muraleta enseke ezitakusika bijja kwa byanyu we muraleta emiyeta kutora bijja kwa byanyu.
Bunyangabo district is also affected with early teenage pregnancy cases, early school dropout rates, drug and substance abuse, with increasing cases of alcohol consumption.
Baitu kandi ngenda kubasaba basigazi warajogo kuba kwenda spirit gumukutaburaga maize akubasiisa abageto mutandike kukwata abantu abakunywa waraji spirit.
We have a high dropout of girls and also boys, but also early pregnancy and early marriages, especially in the mountainous areas.
There is also low uptake of government programs, which locks out the district from economic progress. The youth day premised on the need to have mindset change.
First of all, do a mindset change on how we can stop depending on agriculture and look at the value chain through our crops.
There are also allegations of corruption which has messed up Bunyangabo District Service Commission, where getting a job at the district one has to offer bribes. Bunyangabo district also has no government ambulance besides the poor road network.
We have private individual ambulances from these politicians, but the government ambulance as Bunyangabo don't have that ambulance.
We have unemployment, and it is common amongst the youth.
And then young mothers and young girls, do not be discouraged and deceived by men with just today's bread, and you live the future that is going to give you the bread that you need.
Bunyangabo district, carved out of Kabarole district in 2017, is predominantly an agricultural producing district. According to the youth of this district, each financial year they receive 4 million Uganda shillings, money which is still quite little to help them enhance their productivity. Crispus Adinitwe here in Bunyangabo district.
And the Democratic Party has conveyed condolences to the family of the late Kawempe North Legislator Mohamed Sejirinya, describing Sejirinya as a strong politician and an ardent advocate for human rights. DP called out politicians belonging to the opposition political parties to unite and protect human rights. During a media engagement at the party offices at City House in Kampala, the president of the Uganda Young Democrats, who also is the acting DP party spokesperson, Ismail Chidia, regretted circumstances that surrounded the death and burial of Sejirinya. Regarding the detention of a city lawyer, Aaron Chiza, the Democratic Party has called on an immediate cessation of the trial of civilians in the court-martial, which they describe as unconstitutional.
Honorable Sejirinya Mohammed is remembered for the fight he put up to fight for the people of Kawempe, more so in the times when the government was introducing some fees on televisions in the Republic of Uganda, and many other activities which he made as a person. In this situation, as the Democratic Party, we thought that the death of Sejirinya would reunite some political figures in our political parties. But again, the situation just wasn't. The death of Segrinya just left many people divided, left people disagreeing, left people angry with each other, which was unnecessary. Even some others were actually fighting in some other forums. About Council Aaron Kiza. Council Aaron Kiza could be having a case to us, could be having an issue as far as law, the Ugandan law is concerned. But as the Democratic Party, we continue to stand our ground, not to try civilians in the general court martial.
Meanwhile, Ministry of ICT and National Guidance has embarked on an ambitious project to develop a set of national values with a tight deadline of 45 days. This resolution, born out of the Chankwanzi Summit, aims at bringing together key stakeholders, including societal leaders, religious groups, and experts, to craft a comprehensive framework for national values. Principal for National Guidance at the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Kibedi Ismail, believes that by instilling a set of national values, a corrupt-free society will be created.
In this afternoon, to inform the country that national transformation and the civilization of peace and development depends on graduates that can lead, that can contribute and transform the country. But what they need is moral and innovative leadership that is grounded in universal principles, shared values of peace, shared values of Ubuntu, living for the greater good.
Moral and innovative leadership as an antidote to corruption. You know, corruption is a nation killer, right, as you know. So we want to have this new generation, this generation Alpha, the tail end of Generation Z, who are in our schools right now. By the time they graduate between now and 2050, they're going to be between the ages of 27 and 54. They're going to be leading this nation. They're going to be leading these media institutions right here. They're going to be leading the government. They're going to be leading companies and so on. But what kind of graduates are they going to be? So this is where we can actually work together as stakeholders and actually shape them to be amazing, right? To fulfill their unlimited potential.
Coming to be the facilitator, chief facilitator in our 3 days conference workshop to find a way how we can create consensus around how schools and homes can start nurturing children of good character and good morals and the creativity and the entrepreneurship for national transformation.
Particularly charged with the responsibility of inculcating morals in society.
Meanwhile, the construction of 2 new health center 3s have kicked off in Puroni and Longarachora sub-county, and the construction of new units and renovation of upgraded Apetolim Health Center 2 to 3 and Irir Health Center 3 to 4. The construction is through Ministry of Health and the Kamwokya Infrastructure Development Project using the Italian loan. The construction works for the 4 health facilities will cost 6.8 million shillings. In this report, the site handover was led by Napak District RDC Milton Odongo, technocrats, politicians from Napak District and the local community.
Apetolim Health Center 2 is located in Apetolim Sub-County Napak District. It serves a population of 9,000 people from the sub-county of Puron, Achukudu, Lomokoli, and neighboring districts of Abim, Amuria, and Kapelebiong. On a daily basis, the facility attends to 90 to 100 patients. The in charge of a Petroleum Health Center 2, Isaac Monday, talks about the challenges at the facility.
It is Health Center 2, but we carry out services of Health Center 2 because we have even heart services, we have TB services that are done in Health Center 2. So those other services makes us also, we have shortage of staffs to handle all those services.
In Poroni sub-county, social services is a nightmare. There is no single government school, health center, and water is another crisis. According to the sub-county chief, Anne Grace Anyango, many lives have been lost as mothers try to seek health services, trekking over 70 kilometers to Matani Hospital. The population survives on health outreaches, which are in a week, or wait for market days to buy medicine.
Mothers or my sisters, they find a problem to give birth, and we have lost many of them on the process of the ambulances coming to pick them to take to Matany. And most of them have lost their children.
A woman who had lost her life. This same village, yeah. There is a woman who had lost her life. And they explained circumstances under which she had died. She just had some fever, and then she died. She left a 2-month-old baby. That thing struck my heart. If there was a health facility here, that woman wouldn't have died. Stories kept coming and coming.
Lorengechora is another sub-county where the local population struggle to get health services. This sub-county also has no health center.
We don't have any health center or even a clinic. We have. Our people always do go for medical care at Lorengechora, Napak Town Council Health Center, where we always go to access our health.
Following this dilemma, the government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Health and the Karamoja Infrastructure Development Project Phase 2, will use the Italian loan to upgrade and construct new health centers in Napak district.
We are very happy for the Ministry of Health to think of giving us a center that will help us to increase the buffer stock that we can have to facilitate the lower facilities that usually run out of supplies, and denying the community the continuity of most of the services that are needed. And then the number of mothers that are being lost because of inadequate maternity services in these sub-counties, I assure you it's going to decline, and probably...
I think this as a blessing, because before we had 2 sub-counties without a health facility, and we did not even have a health center since the inception of Napak. Napak is now about 15 years. Health center is going to serve the people of Olilim, Nabuel, Nakayot, and including Lorengechora.
The construction of Poroni and Lorengechora Health Center 3 have commenced at a cost of 1.6 billion shillings.
Poron, starting from scratch, the whole sub-county has not had any form of health facility infrastructure since its creation. The second one is in Lorengechora sub-county, the most populated sub-county in the district. A new facility is supposed to be constructed there as well. It is at 1.6 billion shillings. Starting from scratch, they plan to construct the OPD, staff houses, and a general maternity.
A Petroleum Health Center 2 will also be upgraded to Health Center 3 upon completion. The maternity unit will consume 879 million shillings in construction. Ariri Health Center 3 will also be upgraded to Health Center 4. It will get a theatre, renovation of the OPD at a cost of 1.6 billion shillings.
Hand over this document to the contractor to start the construction of Health Center 3.
And member states of the East African Community have been urged to prioritize the establishment of the Swahili councils and the national Swahili associations to promote the Swahili language and culture for united integration. Dr. Carolina Simwe, the Executive Secretary of the East African Kiswahili Commission, Zanzibar, made the statement at the launch of the International Kiswahili Conference set to take place on the 14th till the 16th April 2025 at Speak Resort, Munyonyo.
The 2025 East African Kiswahili International Conference edition, phrased Kongamano la Kimataifa la Kiswahili, will be held in Kampala, Uganda on 14th to 16th April 2025 at Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo. The official launch of the event was made by Dr. Caroline Asimwe, the Executive Secretary, East Africa Kiswahili Commission, Zanzibar, who represented the First Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for East African Community Affairs, Right Honorable Alitwala Rebecca Kadaga. Dr. Caroline Asimwe urged the member states of the East African community and Africa in general to focus on the establishment of Kiswahili councils and national Kiswahili associations to promote Swahili culture.
And as a commission, we are supposed to be working with the Swahili councils in partner states in implementing the activities for the promotion and development of Kiswahili. What is so unfortunate is that we do not have Kiswahili councils in most of the partner states. We only have Kiswahili councils in Tanzania.
She also encouraged the private sector and other stakeholders to be brought on board to promote Kiswahili.
And I would urge you, next time you have an engagement, have these stakeholders from the publishing, from the media. We have the media sector, we have health sector, and we have Kiswahili associations, which we would really love to be represented here because they are key stakeholders in implementation and development of Kiswahili.
In his remarks, the Group CEO Africa Mashariki First Dr. Kisemburo Extendo stated that the International Conference on Swahili Language and Literature slated for April will see the African identity and independence among member states.
African identity. We cannot continue to be proud as Africans when we are still speaking a language of the colonial master. So African identity is important. Number two, the real African independence. It's until we embrace Kiswahili that the true African independence can be proclaimed.
However, Kiswahili language and culture hasn't been embraced in Uganda due to a number of factors.
Had we been in Nairobi, Kenya, had we been in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, we would flow throughout embracing Kiswahili. But the historical perspective of Uganda does not permit us now. That's why we are taking this bold step.
High commissioners from Kenya, Tanzania, and representatives from other East African community member states all welcomed the idea of the International Kiswahili Conference.
And there's a lot of cohesiveness in Tanzania. In Kenya, one of the biggest challenges we have is tribalism, because each tribe speaking its own language.
Kiswahili is actually the one which can unite people, the one which can make people to come together and to use the same language, which is very important.
Kiswahili serves as a primary language for communication among East African community member states, and members are optimistic that a unified and common Kiswahili language and culture can help restore the African dignity. Amwae Vanjuko and Viola Nansubuga for UBC.
Meanwhile, councillors in Mayuge have stormed the District Executive Committee meeting and halted it over failure to transfer the Kawo, Donalse Seswelu. The councillors say the District Council recommended for transfer of the Kawo on grounds of corruption. Let's take a look.
I once looked at the black book. We are not half bakeries. Please, let them not dog us.
Mpegano tumutaire kwa kiwandiko nga kanso tukubali tumwenda government enda tusoke tumwite male emutole ku district wane mutwali.
The head of corruption in Mayuge district is Mr. Esweru the cow. The second one is Batambuze Richard is corrupt. The third one is Etenu and another one. So they corrupted, they grabbed everything in Mayuge district. So we are tired, enough is enough. Dear our President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, we are in Mayuge district, we are in trouble, we are crying.
Atasibula Peter Nkwanga is my name. I'm the district vice chairperson of Mayuge district. I'd called the district executive committee meeting today to discuss a number of issues, but somehow the councillors got wind of the meeting and they stormed the meeting and frustrated its continuity. The councillors cited connivance with the sub-county chiefs to eat local revenue. That one is still continuing because our revenue returns are so down and the chief administrator has not paid attention to it. They've made a lot of efforts. We have written to him. He has kept a deaf ear. And as we stand now, there's no repayment plan for Wera sub-county. But Wera sub-county wanted the money to buy land to put a football field for the city school.
Another district. We are not happy, and if they don't transfer him, we are going to demonstrate, showing that we are not happy.
Now, a man in Dokolo district has celebrated 100 years with a strong call for support to the elderly and the healthy diet. Yafesi Onyang, the father-in-law to Lady Justice Helen Obura, reached this remarkable milestone last Friday.
Reaching 100 years of age is a significant achievement symbolizing not just longevity but a life filled with experience, impact and community support. Despite never having attended formal education, Mzee Yafesi prioritized education, contributing significantly to the establishment of 2 primary schools in the area.
All the meetings that I organized there, he would be there. And he would not request for any money. He would again support the school. So he has done a lot for this community, and I think because of that, God has blessed him to live up to 100 years. It is not simple.
His journey, he says, has been guided by healthy living, avoiding stress and deep faith in God. Mzee Yafesi Onyang centenary is not just a celebration of his life, but also a reflection of the value he has instilled in his family and community. His son, Canon Richard Obura, and husband to Lady Justice Helen Obura, expressed gratitude for their exceptional father who has dedicated his life to his children and community.
In the 70s, under the government of Idi Amin, he was recognized amongst the progressive farmers at that time. And God paid it off that we were able to go on in our education to the highest level each one could reach.
Bishop Emeritus John Charles Odukami praised the Onyang's family for the support and urged the public to care for their elderly. Odu says most parents are extremely frustrated by their children.
They do not eat very oily food, very spicy food. That makes them to grow strong. The food we are eating today is poison. I'm praying that God should help us to begin to get to some of these traditional things that we have been eating.
When you are growing up, you must behave and do a lot of exercise. I'm 79 years now. I walk 4 kilometers every day if I'm in Kampala. If you come to stress me, I dodge you.
Mzee Yafesi and his wife, Christine, who is now 97 years old, raised 16 children, 7 of whom survive today. Mzee Yafesi's legacy continues to shine brightly, with the schools and churches in Kangai sub-county standing as a lasting testament to his dedication. Ediolwa, UBC News.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
This is so much smoke. How you doing? My friends told me about an affordable solution. They're called Greenergy Biostove. Very clean and very safe. Let me call them right away. Go, go, go.
Wow, can you believe these beans are ready in just 45 minutes?
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
This is so much smoke. How you doing? My friends told me about an affordable solution. They're called Greenergy Biostove. Very clean and very safe. Let me call them right away. Go, go, go.
Wow, can you believe these beans are ready in just 45 minutes?
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
Okay, street vendors in Kampala make a fortune out of artificial intelligence-generated artworks. A section of painters believe they can coexist with AI art sellers for a common goal of earning a living.
Kampala, the capital city of Uganda, is a business hub where business transactions are conducted. The transactions involves a lot of creativity and innovation, the latest being the sale of artificial intelligence-generated artworks on the streets.
I sell this artwork for survival. My inspiration came after seeing my peers sell the art pieces. This has saved me from a lot of idleness. Now I have a source of income.
In an interview with many of the painters, they are not scared of operating in the same market space with AI-generated art pieces.
But then also those people on the streets, they are trying to earn a living. So, so everyone is trying to see that they can earn a living. So you can't blame them because they're also finding an easier way to do it, to survive. So it's up to the community to decide.
There is a big difference between our kind of art and AI-generated one. Even a customer will see the value in our art pieces.
A bit expensive.
First thing you can even do is to demonstrate to them that your painting can be washed off the wall. But this one, there is nothing that's going to wash off. These paintings are going to last for generations. They will be inherited. But a print cannot be inherited. It's going to last for a short while and it's gone.
The notion of artificial intelligence-generated art is not new. However, with the recent advancements in machine learning and deep learning, there is significant enhancement in the capabilities of AI in this domain. Mario Nawori for UBC.
And Uganda has started on a winning note at the Coco Sport Women's World Cup in India. This after beating England 45-30 in its opening game played at the India Gandhi Stadium. Uganda's performance was enabled by an overall spirited performance by Grace Ojil and Rose Nankumba, who were the best attackers best attacker and most valuable player respectively. Coach Ephraim Makuya named Grace Ojil, Dorothy Nagawa, Eunice Owori, Sharon Oroma, Erina Natabi, Shairat Chirembe, Jovia Lubango, Emily Naziri, Priscilla Nambazira, Olivia Nalubega and Olivia Tuhaise to start this historic game for Uganda. Uganda is in a group that also has Kenya and returns to action against Australia and Netherlands tomorrow. The 2024 Coco Women's World Cup is for 24 nations. Well, and that does it for News Tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. Elizabeth Nakakoni on Sign Language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Have a lovely night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
We're going to be talking about farming, but it's not me that's going to do that.
My name is Hava K. Luanga.
My name is Larry Charles K.
Let's go!
Mixed farm is a type of farming that involves growing crops and raising livestock. This is the spice garden and for the vegetables.
My first favorite spice has to be black pepper.
What's black pepper in Uganda?
Kamulali or mudagavu.
What? We're going to talk about the sechunga. We're going to see how big it is, as big as Larry's head. And then we're going to talk about the mangada. So we're going to get there. We have still so many farms to visit. And I would like to hear from you. This is the Little Farmer Show, and we are bringing coolness back to farming. See you!
Following the
massive launch of the Museveni Awoma hit song by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni at Kololo Independence Grounds, the Museveni Awoma hit maker Munamasa Kansereko Emma, together with manager Musoga Ibrahim, NRM Executive Bujiri, and the NRM Secretariat, bring you Museveni Awoma concert in Busoga Sub-Region, starting with Bujiri. The event will start on the 30th of January 2025 with Bulungi Bwansi activities and fireworks. Then the 31st of January 2025 will be a blast, starting at 8 a.m. with a health camp, entertainment from all Ugandan artists. We will enjoy a lot of food and drinks as we get enlightened about the different government programs such as the PDM, Emioga, among others. Come, let's welcome our beloved His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni at Bukoli College. Don't miss.
A new dawn on Behind the Headlines with me, Timothy Nyangweso. Every Wednesday, live in our studios in the heart of Kampala, we have conversations that have analysis, explanation, but not every truth is fact, and not every fact is truth. Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
All on your public broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Seems to me now that the dreams we had before are all dead, nothing more.
The holiday table is set. Steam rises from freshly prepared dishes. Family photos line the walls, but one chair remains empty. An empty chair that wasn't supposed to be empty today. All because someone thought arriving 5 minutes earlier was worth speeding through that last corner. No destination. This festive season, thousands of chairs across our country should not remain empty. Chairs